Saving money when buying a new home should definitely be on your radar. In today's video, we're going to cover how that can happen just by filing a homestead exemption. My name's Emily Essick, and I'm a local realtor here in St. Johns County with Heron Real Estate and The Good Group. Welcome to my channel where it's all things St. Johns County and all things real estate. Today's video, we're going to cover property homestead exemption, what exactly that means, and some of the steps that you need to take in order to be able to take advantage of a tax savings. So what exactly is a homestead exemption? Well, it's simply put a way to reduce the property tax on the home that you live in. So how much does filing for homestead exemption really save you? Well, for starters, up to $50,000 is subtracted off the assessed value, which means the value of your taxes are now calculated on an amount that is $50,000 less than what the tax assessors say your home is worth. Another benefit is that year after year, there is a cap of 3% on this assessed value, meaning the tax assessors cannot increase the assessment by more than 3%, which over the course of time yields lots of savings. So you're probably wondering, okay, how do you qualify for this homestead exemption and what do I need to do? So anyone that owns real property on January 1st of that year and can prove that they don't have a residence or live somewhere else is basically eligible. So you would go to your tax assessor's website or to their local office. There's generally a pretty quick application with the property information, and you just attesting that you don't physically live anywhere else so that this is your homestead. They don't let you claim homestead exemption on more than one property that you own. So you have to really make sure that whatever home you're claiming homestead exemption on is the one that you live in most of the year, and that you don't have any other properties that you may or may not have claimed homestead exemption for. And besides the application, you just need to produce your driver's license, maybe your social security card, again, proof that you don't live or that you're not claiming homestead exemption on any other property, and proof of U.S. citizenship or permanent resident status. All right, so let's say you purchased a new home and you sold your previous home, and you wonder, all right, the tax benefit that I've received on my previous home, how can I transfer that? Or is there a way to transfer any additional benefits to my new residence? The answer is yes. Now, the calculation is different whether you're purchasing a home that's worth more or worth less than your previous home, but there is a program here in St. Johns County called Save Our Homes, and that does allow you to transfer some of that benefit to your new residence. The cap on that, I believe, is 3 years. So if you've sold a home and then you don't buy a new one for 3 years, then you do miss out on that transferability of that amount. But if you're within that 3-year mark, you absolutely can transfer that savings onto your new residence. Important dates to keep in mind here in St. Johns County. January 1st obviously determines your eligibility if you own real property here in the county. By March 1st, that's the deadline to apply for homestead exemption. And then in August, you're going to receive what's called a truth and millage statement, which is your proposed taxes for the following year. By the end of September, that's your window to file any petitions you might have to the tax assessors for any evaluation. And then in November, your tax bill comes out. The way it works here in St. Johns County is you actually can pay your taxes either in November, December, January, and I think they might even give you till February, but each month corresponds to a different discount. So the cheapest you'd pay is at the end of November if you pay your property taxes by the end of November, and then there's a slight increase from there. So it almost does benefit you to pay it early. Now, if you have escrowed your property taxes into your mortgage payment, that's okay. I'm not sure which value that they take. I've seen in some instances where they pay the highest value, which is the one in February, because they wait till the end of the calendar year a lot of times to then send the checks, and by the time they get postmarked and dated and accepted by the county, sometimes it is well into the first of the year. Definitely something you want to check into, maybe ask your mortgage company. It might be some savings that you could take advantage of. But if you pay your taxes on your own, definitely the earlier the better. so that you don't racking up any additional and unnecessary taxes. There are several other exemptions that people might qualify for besides a homestead exemption. The homestead exemption applies to anyone that owns that real property. So it doesn't matter how old you are, if you have a disability, if you're a veteran, or any of that, you will qualify as long as you own that home and you reside in it. Other exemptions that the county, specifically where I live, offers. You've got low-income seniors additional homestead exemption. If you're 65 or older, you actually qualify for an additional $50,000 off your assessed value. There's also a low-income seniors long-term residence exemption, and that one is if you've maintained residency in your home for at least 25 years and the home is only valued up to $250,000, you actually qualify for an additional reduction on your assessment. There's a widows or widowers exemption. So if you have been widowed and you haven't remarried, you qualify for another exemption as well. I believe that one is $500. Blindness or any other permanent disability qualifies for another $500 exemption. If you are totally or permanently disabled and you meet the income requirements, the total household income requirements set by the Florida Department of Revenue, your home is then actually totally exempt from ad valorem taxes altogether. Then if you are a disabled veteran, military, or first responder, check with your local tax assessor's office and see what kind of additional benefits you may qualify for. Today's video was all about saving money on taxes just simply by filing a homestead exemption. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel and leave me a comment. And if you're thinking about buying a new home and selling your existing one so that you can take advantage of these homestead exemption transfers before this next year, don't forget to check out the list of homes for sale through my website. I've listed it below in the comments so it's easy for you to find and easy for you to check out. We'll see you again next time.